Hello, everybody. Michele Lambergy here with New Earth Rising with my bestie. I'm not sure which way
Where
it
am
is.
I? Okay.
Sharon, Sananda, Kumara. And we're going to have such a great show for you guys today. We got some weird stuff going on, and it's going to be super fun. I love this kind of stuff. Sharon is so good at finding great topics and getting some backup, getting some research done. And this one is going to be a super fun one. So I am Michele Lambergy. I'm the Awakener, one of many, and I am an intuitive, a psychic medium reader, an energy healer, life coach, all that good stuff. And we are here to enjoy the next hour or so with you guys. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce Sharon.
Thank you, Michele. Thank you. I know, I'm really excited. Well, hello, everyone. Today, we are going to talk about time travel and parallel universes, parallel realities, that type of thing. And I have a couple of recent experiences I wanted to share along those lines. And I am Sharon Sananda Kumara, as Michele has shared. For those who don't know me, I'm also a psychic medium, hypnotherapist. I specialize in past life therapy and just love doing all this type of work. I'm also, I teach workshops, and I have an academy, the Kumara Academy of Transformation. So I have a course coming up soon on dream work and the importance of dreams and working with dreams. That's coming up in a few days. And also I have another course coming up, learning how to do spirit rescue and help spirit, if anyone is interested in helping spirit cross over. That's also a course. Yeah. So anyway, I'm just really excited to be here. And all of that kind of ties in. We, Michele and I, we just love communicating and sharing all kinds of topics in this realm. That's pretty much what we're all about, right? This realm.
Weird stuff. I love weird stuff.
Right?
It's becoming more normal day by day, actually.
Yeah. We used to be the Abby normals, but now we are the normals,
We're
the normies.
Obi normies.
Right. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I kind of think that it's weird not to be interested in this realm, in my opinion. That's well, first of all, it's kind of boring for one thing. For me, I don't, I don't have, when you realize that you can really pick who you hang out with and pick your friends, that kind of thing, you stop gravitating toward people that aren't on the same frequency and jive or vibe as you are. And so, yeah.
It's very true. It's very true. Yeah. And, we're all living in a sea, in this unseen realms. I mean, there's so much going on in our worlds right around us, not to mention all the other things that we're going to talk about today. Yeah. And it's like, it's so fascinating and so exciting. It's really neat. I love what we're talking about today.
Yeah, totally. So to start off, I wanted to share a recent experience I had that I believe got me to do a little bit of searching on the internet. I don't know what led, well, I know what led me, but I don't know what actually led me to look for this. I watched a video about the Shroud of Turin recently. It came up on on something I was looking at, and I've known about the Shroud of Turin for 20 years or so.
Yeah.
I always felt it to be authentic. But this gentleman, he's an engineer, and the interview I saw was really compelling. He has been studying the Shroud of Turin for 20 years or more, and he was a skeptic. He thought that it was a fake because he read a news article on it, that it was a fake. And his mother asked him, "Why don't you study the Shroud of Turin? You're an engineer. You could probably figure out whether it's fake or not. His mother was Christian, and he didn't follow in those lines very much, is what he was saying. So he said, well, it's fake. I read it in a news article that's fake. And she said, so you're going to take a news article's word for it? And he said, oh, I guess you're right. So I will. Okay, well, I'll study it. And he has been studying it for 20 years. And the information that he got about it was so amazing and compelling. I started looking, I guess, for photos of the Shroud of Turin and just doing a little bit of studying myself on it. And I can post the video in the details. I'll post the video in the details if anyone's interested in it and looking at it. But what it jogged a memory of mine when 20 years ago, when I think I've shared here, when I was I was going through my quickening, very intense quickening, that my guys call the Temple on the Hill. The psych ward. I ended up in the psych ward for a week because I couldn't handle what was going on around me in my life.
Wow,
yeah, it was just really crazy. Yeah, I thought I had told you that, and I've said it before on many of these videos.
I was going to say, I think I just don't believe it.
Well, it was, I've always said, I think everyone should spend a week in the psych ward. You just, you unplug from the rat race, basically. And, it wasn't lockdown, or, I couldn't leave, but it wasn't that wasn't for,
right.
Those,
criminally insane.
Yeah, or anything like that. It was people who had kind of lost touch with reality, the reality here on the outside world, in somewhat. So what we did when I was there, and this brings me to sharing about Yeshua and the Shroud of Turin, I realized when I got there that people in that place were the sane people. We were communicating on a much higher level. I could hear our conversations as we're speaking, like you and I are speaking. I could hear the higher level conversations. Whereas what we're saying here was it was almost like, how do I say it? It was superfluous. The higher meanings is what made more sense. Yeah. And so we'd sit there and we could do pretty much what we wanted to do outside of group, group counseling and things like that. So we did a lot of art. I did a lot of art, and they give, and I had, they give you these big sheets, you're kind of like in school or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. And so I was drawing, I was obsessed with drawing circles and portals and circles and circles and stuff like that, all kinds of stuff. I was just obsessed with drawing certain forms, and I drew them and I put them on my desk in my room. There was this one drawing that I did that was on top of the stack of drawings. Every time I'd walk in my room and look over toward it, I could see Yeshua's face, Jesus's face from the Shroud of Turin looking at me in that drawing. And that is not what I drew, although I felt him with me completely when I was there. Yeah. But I could see this just as clear as day, his face from the Shroud of Turin in that drawing. And I never forgot that. That was, I felt, was my, perhaps my confirmation that, well, he was there, of course, for one thing.
Yeah.
And that it's maybe authentic, that it's authentic. So,
wow.
So a few days ago, I was sharing with Michele earlier that before we came on, I was coming up, as I was looking at the Shroud of Turin, I was coming up from the waking state. And those who know me know that I'm a avid journal. I journal my dreams. I have out-of-body experiences. I'm a traveler, that kind of thing. So I'm pretty conscious in my sleep state, I guess you could say, the other states. And as I'm coming up out of my sleep state, when I'm in that twilight state, and I'm sure we've all experienced it, we might hear voices, you see hypnagogic or whatever images. I see his face. I see Yeshua's face looking at me Yeah. And he looks like the Shroud of Turin, but and I bought this after that. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Okay, let's see here. All right, so this is I bought a wooden plaque with his face on it, this face right here from the Shroud of Turin. And I have this hanging. And the next day, I believe it was the next morning after I hung it, I see him looking at me in my, as I'm coming up through my waking state, and he looks like this, except he's smiling a little more, but he looks just like that.
Wow.
Yeah. And so that's one thing that I wanted to share. And another thing that I want to share, that I think that's what Michelle was talking about earlier, and this has to do with time travel. This is all happening around the same time. A couple days ago, again, I don't remember what I was doing on the internet or what I was looking for, but I came across this photo. Resume. All right, so I came across this photo, which is purported to be an actual photo of Yeshua, Jesus, his uncle Joseph Arimathea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Joseph of Arimathea.
Yeah. And Yeshua's younger brother, James.
James, right.
Now, when I saw this, I was stunned. It looks like a photo.
It totally does.
Doesn't it? So let me share.
So let's talk about where this came from.
Yes. So I got this off of a website called Enki Speaks. And what they say is this photo is from a time traveler that used chronovision. The photo is of Joseph of Arimathea, Yeshua's maternal uncle, and his younger brother, James. Okay. And so I found it on Enki Speaks, Anunnaki, EnkiSpeaks.com, the Anunnaki brother, who is supposed to be the good guy between Enlil and Enki. And I will also put that in the details too, where I found that.
Wow.
Okay. So, so I went looking for chromovision. What in the heck is chromovision? And I found this. Okay. Can you see that?
Yep.
All right. So the legend of the chronovisor, a time machine hidden in the Vatican. No surprise there. I'm Catholic, I can say that. But I'm not saying, no, wait. I was raised Catholic. Okay.
There you go. Recovering Catholic.
Yes, I'm not a practicing Catholic. All right. So from the 1960s until the 1990s, Father Pellegrino Ernetti claimed that he helped create a time machine called the chronovisor, which he used to observe the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. And this is a photo of him. He was a Benedictine monk, scientist, and exorcist.
Ooh,
interesting.
An exorcist too.
Yeah. From the unsolved disappearance of Emanuela Orlandi in 1983 to a covert collection of documents known as the Apostolic Archive, the Vatican's history is full of secrets. We kind of know that, don't we? Yes. And of all the Vatican's purported secrets, none may be more bizarre than the legend of the chronovisor. It's said to be a device that gives the user the ability to see through time. Through the existence of the chronovisor, though the existence of the chronovisor has never been proven, a 2002 book by Vatican priest Father Francois Brunet says otherwise. I want to get his book if I can find it, hopefully.
Wow.
According to Brunet, the chronovisor was developed by Father Pellegrino Ernetti, a Benedictine monk. Ernetti allegedly kept the device secret until the early 1960s when he confided in Brunet and told him that 12 scientists, including famed physicist Enrico Fermi and former Nazi scientist Werner von Braun, helped him to build it. Now, if you know anything about the World War II, the Nazis and the Americans bringing Nazi scientists over to the United States after the war ended, then you have heard of Werner von Braun.
Yep.
Didn't he help build the atomic bomb?
Yep.
Yeah. Made of cathode rays. Rays, antennae, and metals that receive sound and light signals on all wavelengths. The chronovisor purportedly allowed the team of scientists to document events of the past, including the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. That's crazy. The machine, therefore, could validate the teachings of the Bible simply by providing a firsthand look into the past. And it goes on, allegedly built by him. So he claimed that he and a group of renowned scientists came together in a mutual quest to uncover the past. There's Werner von Braun right there. According to Ernetti, the device had several antennae, 3 of which were made of mysterious metals that picked up sound and light waves across the entire respective spectrums. I'm feeling a little bit like extraterrestrial technology here, aren't you?
Absolutely. You know what? I want to say right now, like what they're talking about here is weird because I've been watching that documentary on the Skinwalker Ranch. Mm-hmm. And they're using light waves and talking about all the different spectrums of trying to pick stuff up and picking up waves and what they are. And I'm looking at this going, OMG. It's like the same kind of stuff. This is amazing.
Wow. Yeah. I saw a series on the Skinwalker Ranch and some crazy stuff going on there.
It is. I'm a little obsessed right now.
So a direction finder in the device was allegedly tuned into the specific era one wanted to view, while a screen displaying it and a recording device captured the footage. That is just nuts. The chronovisor was thus more of a window into the past than a time machine. He said it worked like a television, catching echoes from days long gone that had been floating in space, and he claimed to have seen some astonishing things.
Now, this is just looks
device
like
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, see, it's so simplistic. It looks like a kid's, 4th grade science project.
So apparently you have to have the right type of metal, or the right type of,
Yeah, and I'll bet you it's not found here on Earth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? So Ernetti recounted he witnessed Marcus Tullius Cicero's speech to the Roman Senate in 63 BC.
Wow.
His gestures, his intonation, how powerful they were, what flights of oratory. Yeah.
So let me ask this. Were they seeing like a movie kind of thing or just snapshots? That makes it sound like it was actually a movie that they could hear, huh?
It sounds like it. Watching it like he's watching TV. Like we watch images on our television.
Right. Wow.
We can watch, we can watch images on our television of the past that were filmed. Well, they were already filmed. But okay, I'm thinking too much into it. But
what they're doing is reaching out and picking up on the waves.
That's in space. Yeah, that's on the waves.
Goes on forever.
Yes, right. Like Wi-Fi.
Yeah, exactly, like Wi-Fi. And and I know just a little bit that I've heard. It's also not like something goes out and it goes it's constantly going away from us.
Mhm.
Everything has a spiral nature, right? Everything in the universe is spiraling.
Yeah.
So it's probably more tapping in as it spirals back around or something, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. And that makes sense, Michelle. Probably the more that we put energy into it and talk about it and think about it, and like we're doing now, it brings it around. It brings it into our awareness, and then it's closer to us rather than, diffusing out into space. Does that make sense?
Yep, absolutely. Because just look at all the pictures of space and all the different universes, everything's spiraling.
Yeah, totally. So increasingly bolder claims. I don't know what can be bolder than, 63 BC or whatever, bolder claims, such as having observed the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. All of it is crazy. Why not? If he we know he existed, but looks to be proving that he did. If we can believe this, from the founding of the Roman Empire to destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, Ernetti alleged that he and his team had taken a peek into some of the most important events in the Bible.
And where are those photographs? I want the photographs.
At the Vatican, obviously at the Vatican, or the movies. The photographs. A machine that photographs the past has finally been invented. It was an article in 1972. And here's the article right here.
Wow.
In Italy. And there he is.
He looks like a babushka.
He does. He has a sweet smile.
He does. He totally does. Wow.
And so he maintained until his death in 1994 that the machine had been hidden away by the Vatican in order to safeguard it from falling into the wrong hands. Interestingly, the Vatican decreed in 1988 that anyone using an instrument of such characteristics would be excommunicated. Excommunicated might be code for something else.
They're like, would be excommunicated. Wink, wink.
Shortly before he died, Ernetti wrote an open letter adamantly reiterating that the device was real. He claimed that Pope Pius VIII forbade us to disclose any details about this device because the machine was very dangerous. It can restrain the freedom of man.
It can restrain the freedom of man to know of this.
Yeah.
Guys, this plan of theirs is not working.
No.
Wow.
Whoops. Okay, so skeptics are trying to debunk it. And, of course, skeptics are always going to try to debunk it. I'm not saying it's, we don't know. But let me pull up that photo again. We leave it up to you people, the masses that are watching now, to make up your own mind.
It's like, seriously.
Look at this. This is mind-blowing to me.
Absolutely it is. And the outfit that James has on is like perfect for that era, That's how they dressed.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to see what Jesus is wearing. It looks more like a dark robe that's covering.
Yeah, some kind of, just like his uncle is wearing, some kind of a coat, a cloak, like a coat, that kind of thing. And Michelle was saying earlier, this looked like there might be a person here that isn't in the photo. Maybe this might be an arm and a part of a face, perhaps.
And I really feel very feminine energy coming from that.
And it looks
like it could be Mother Mary or Mary Magdalene.
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, I'm speculating here, but that was like my first thing when I saw that. I went, oh,
yeah.
Mary's.
And there's landscape behind them back here. I mean, it's a strange strange photo, but it's crazy.
And so this photo would have been obviously before the crucifixion, when they were traveling at some point, right?
Looks like it.
I'm wondering if that's like the Sea of Galilee.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't, I mean, it just blows my mind that we may be looking at an actual photo of Jesus, Yeshua.
Jesus.
Could be.
And it's interesting because just the general facial features, from what we can tell, you know, the sharper nose, kind of the pronounced cheekbones, the length of his forehead is very much like the Shroud of Turin, right?
Yeah.
Even the beard, the way his beard is and everything.
Yeah.
And if Joseph of Arimathea is around, you know, historically or biblically, you know, we didn't hear a lot about him until the whole crucifixion started. And that's when he arranged for the tomb for Jesus to be brought to, right?
Right.
And here's another question I have. When we I'm getting chills. When we start messing with stuff like that, when we start looking backwards or forwards for that matter, it always makes me wonder, do they feel like someone's watching them? You know what I mean? Like, you know how like you're doing something, you feel like someone's watching, but nobody's there.
Right.
I wonder if they feel anything like that.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is perhaps while they were looking through time and videotaping or a video, so they're probably not taping it. No, they didn't say anything about taping it. So if they're watching like a television screen and they're watching it in real time, because there is no past, present, and future really.
Right.
It's real time. So it didn't say anything about it taping it. Just they must be taking photos as it's happening, right? As certain things are happening.
Right.
So yeah, what you're saying is, can they feel someone from another time perhaps watching them or looking in on them? Yeah.
Because I know I've had experience when I've looked into other dimensions, and it literally is like everything just starts opening up. Right. And all of a sudden it's like, whoop. Right.
Yeah.
And so it makes me wonder. I mean, they're looking through time and space. I mean, they have to be. Oh, my mind is going crazy.
I know. I love this. I love this too.
Like, we need to go to the Vatican and demand.
We want those photos. We want those photos.
Hey, we're Sharon and Michelle.
Right. Do they not know who we think we are? Okay.
Oh my God. Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Sharon, this is so cool. And it also is just, it's so amazing that we could see Jesus himself. That was one of the things that was so mind-blowing about the Shroud of Turin, and actually being able to see, it was like, wow. You know, and the other thing about that shroud too, they believed that there were some drops of blood,
right,
from the crown of thorns and on his side,
right,
where they could actually have the blood and the DNA of Jesus.
Yeah, that the gentleman who, and I don't remember his name, the video I saw talks about that.
I'm going to go check that out.
He even said there's some information that he's not ready to release that he found out in his studies, and
Stop
it could have
withholding information.
And it could, because the interviewer asked him about it, and he said, "Well, I'm not ready really to talk about that, but maybe next time." So, and I'm, now that I'm thinking about it, it could have something to do with what you were just talking about.
Wow. Yeah. Because, you know, now everybody's talking about this Rh negative blood. And like, is it ET? Is it blah? You know, I had heard a long time ago it was from the bloodline of Jesus. And then I heard it's from ET. And you know my theory about Jesus being an ET.
Right, same here.
So it all works together. And what's kind of cool is I have an RH negative blood.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Because there was something in Elena Danon's book about blood types, and because I'm O negative, I believe. Here it is, alien blood.
Alien blood.
The following was channeled to me by Mira Palladian Series B hybrid. This is a very simple. This is the book that I'm reading from. Elena Danon.
Oh, yeah.
This is very simple. Most blood groups on Terra, Earth, are indigenous, except O group is extraterrestrial. D protein was engineered by Anunnaki to make O compatible with other Terran blood types. You see, if two species chromosomes don't match, the genetic difference results in a sterile offspring, and D protein palliates to that.
Yeah, but that's
so it doesn't say anything about
type.
I don't see anything about RH negative yet, but it's a couple of pages on it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because, again, if we did evolve, what's up with all these different blood types?
Right. Well, I've always said that, not always, but 20 something years ago when I actually woke up, that we're all, that humanity on this planet is from different alien species, that we all come from other star systems and planets. I never forget when I said that with my ex-boyfriend, and we were in Cancun on vacation, and we were sitting there talking with a couple we met there, drinking, having a good time. And I said that, and this is 20 something years ago, right? And I said that, and I don't remember what we were talking about, but the conversation just went complete dead silent. I'm like, well, yeah.
That's like when I was dating this guy and I really liked him. He was really a neat guy. And we did one of those, tell me a secret that nobody else knows. And I went, I see dead people. Never saw them again.
Yeah. When you share that kind of stuff with someone, if you're dating, it really tells you. I mean, I would advise share it right away because that will tell you whether this person is a keeper or not in my book. Because and I share it right away I'm not single anymore, but when I was single, I shared it right away because I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to waste any time with you if you can't accept me for who I am and what I do.
I kind of like the dramatic effect myself, but
right.
Poor guy.
That's funny. Yeah. Now you can say I talk to extraterrestrials too.
I talk to ETs.
I don't
really clear them out.
I see dead people and I talk to extraterrestrials.
And they talk back.
And guess what? They talk to me. So speaking of time traveling, I thought to share this book, or I didn't think to, Michelle did. Since I have the book, we talked about Trump perhaps being a time traveler. And
I've heard more than once about that.
The Baron Trump collection, which blew my mind when Ingersoll Rand, if you haven't heard about it. It was written in 1920. When was it written? It's written in 1893.
Wow. And so is this a book?
No, 1890. I'm sorry, 1890.
So is this a book about Baron Trump from 1890 or a book written by Baron Trump?
About Baron Trump,
okay.
Written by Ingersoll Lockwood. And I've only read part of it. I haven't read the whole thing. I just kind of don't want to. It just kind of it's just weird. But
Well,
people that have read it that understand is there's a lot of stuff in it that correlates with stuff that is going on now.
wow.
The travels and adventures of Little Baron Trump and his wonderful dog Bulger. And it also called The Last President or 1900. Wow. He embarks on time traveling adventures through human history. Yeah. So the final book in the volume discusses the rise of a U.S. president, has been variously described as either coincidental or prescient of aspects in the 21st century political climate. So this is written nowadays, but it's interesting, you know. I think there are time travelers around us. I mean, I'm not going to say if the Trump family or Trump is a time traveler or not, but it's a lot of weird stuff.
You know, I knew a woman, when I first started on my spiritual path, like seriously about 20-ish years ago. And she took me out to lunch, and we're having lunch. And she said, you know, I think that you're someone that I can share this with. And she said that she was a time traveler.
Wow.
And I think that she had said she'd come back from like the 2200s, if I'm not mistaken. And that there were some things that she was here to advise some people on, some steps to take, some moves to make. But also she was like a spiritual teacher, like we are, and helping people to, you know, kind of get the spirituality thing moving along on the planet too. She's a really interesting lady.
So she wasn't born in this life, in her life. She actually came here from that time, from a time.
I'm not 100% sure because I was so new into this stuff.
Okay.
And so shocked by the conversation.
Right.
And I didn't know what questions to ask, first of all.
Sure.
And then also, it kind of freaked me out.
Yeah.
Because I would see her out and about and I loved her. She was really a neat lady. But I'd be like, oh, yay, she's here. But, and then be like, you know, just that little bit of like, ooh, what if that's real, you know? And then she moved away and I didn't see her much.
Well, I totally feel and believe that a lot of us here are time travels from another, from the future, I guess you could say, future and past, because it goes around, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that doesn't surprise me at all that someone might have that recollection of it or that memory of it. But meeting someone that has that traveling into this time frame, into that time frame in a machine or something like that, that would be really crazy. That would be cool.
Yeah. And I just, at the time, I just had no point of reference whatsoever on,
right.
I don't think I'd ever heard anything other than movies or whatever, you know, about people doing time traveling. It was always, you know, a flight of fancy thing. And I didn't know. And now I have 1,000 questions and I don't know where she is anymore.
Well, you know, when you, and I want to talk about, Michelle has to go at 5:30, right? So,
yeah, actually I have until he's not going to be here until 6.
Oh, okay.
So I bought us that extra half hour. So we got a little extra time.
Yay. Okay. So I want to talk about parallel universe, parallel realities too, and some of my experiences, but, you know, I guess that kind of all falls together anyway, but, we can time travel within ourselves. We don't need machines or anything like that. We can do that ourselves within, you know, just go within and take our awareness out of the current matrix or the current view
timeline.
Timeline. Thank you.
Because we're kind of our own chronovision thing. Because we can't, but unfortunately we can't take cameras with us to take photos of what
I know. I've tried so many times in my out-of-body experiences. Just doesn't work.
There was a movie I saw one time when someone was trying to remember moments in her life, and she would blink really hard, like she was a camera.
Oh, funny. I love that.
Take your camera with you.
Right. I guess our mind is like a camera. We have our viewfinder, our eyes is our viewfinder, and we snap, everything we record.
Brilliant idea. Call Elon Musk right now. I'm calling him right now. Elon, dude, I have a great idea. Implant a chip in people's brains so they can take movies and photos right out of their head. Yeah. Only like 6 billion. Cool. We got a deal? Right on. Love you, dude. Bye. I'm a billionaire now. I'll see you guys later. I'm out of here.
Yeah, right.
He's such a nice guy. He just answers his phone.
Oh, wow. I'm impressed. He never answers my calls that. You must have connections. I don't. I get that I don't.
Says Michelle the Awakener. He's like, I'm not ignoring this one.
Ignoring her. I remember what happened last time I ignored her. Yeah.
Remember Pompeii? Yeah. That was me.
That's awesome. As you were having that conversation with Elon, I was thinking about, Zuckerberg probably already has that in his head.
He kind of looks like he does, doesn't he?
Yeah. He probably already has that.
You know what? Is that
we're being recorded, aren't we?
People look so weird. Are they already chipped in?
Yeah, I would say so. Some people.
Ooh. I'm freaking
Especially
myself
him.
out.
Yeah, especially him. I don't know. Of course, there's MK Ultra and everything, but that's a whole different show.
Next week.
Yeah, right.
Don't miss it.
I want to share my parallel reality, parallel universe out of body experience that I had recently too. And I guess it's kind of like time traveling in some way. I mean, we do time travel in our dreams, our out of body experiences. We go to past lives, we can go to future lives, we can do all that. But I had a really cool recent experience where, and when I start to feel really strong vibrations in the meditative or sleep state, I know something's happening. Something's going to happen that's probably pretty wild, that I'm going to be traveling far, I guess you could say, or journey wherever that's not just close by, not local, not in the neighborhood. So that happened, and I end up coming out, which is pretty common for me now, in some kind of a fluid type of environment, water, like it feels like water.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I've gotten to the point where I know now I don't have to worry about breathing underwater, because I used to panic and try to go up for air. Because you're in your physical form, just like we are here. But I don't anymore. So, okay. Yeah, I can breathe. All right. This is cool. Since I am a mermaid, I loved it. But I didn't have any clear sight. It was just like a light blue fluid around me, just beautiful light blue, like the color behind you, Michelle, the light blue with the light. It was that color, not real light, but kind of light blue, sky blue, but a little bit brighter. Yeah. Yes, right there. Yeah. And I was just kind of floating around, trying to get my sight or any kind of a sight. And I hear this beautiful, beautiful music singing, like angelic, but it's not, but I hear words. But I can't quite make out what the words are because it's off in the distance, but it's singing. And it reminded me of Mer singing, to be honest with you, that type of singing. But it was more, it wasn't, you know how Mer singing is kind of, it feels like a longing, that kind of thing.
Like it's kind of haunting in a way.
Yes. Yeah. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like that, but it reminded me of that, but it was more, and it was like a hybrid between Mer and angelic type of thing, but there was words. And so I was stating my affirmations, clarity, clarity now, that type of thing. But whenever I would stop thinking, I could hear the music. After a little while, I end up coming out out of the fluid, out of the water environment, and I'm stepping out of it. Oh no, before that, I feel my body, because I can't see my body, because I always like to see what form I'm in. And I run my hands up and down my body, and I could feel the really soft skin, but it's like scaly. It's like a scale, like myrrh skin. I have to say that as I did that, it was so sensitive. My body was so sensitive to my touch that I felt this arousal thing going on. I'm like, I think I'm going to stop doing that. There's nobody around here to take care of it with me. So I know, right? Ooh, I feel so good. But yeah. So, okay. All right. So I'm in mer form. I'm in that form. So when I come out of the water and things clear up around me, I see these boulders and these rocks, and it's a different planet, different reality, different universe. I don't know, but it's not anything I've seen here. And there's buildings. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've seen areas with boulders and rocks, but I just get this feel that it's not the reality that I know about.
Right.
And I see buildings that look like homes built into the boulders and the rocks, and there's a circular. They're circular around. So I'm kind of in the middle of it, but there's still boulders and rocks around. And the homes look like they're made out of stone and maybe some wood, and they're shaped. They're kind of A-shaped, but small. Okay. So I decided to look down to see what I look like. And I have the scaly fish-like skin, and my feet, what I see most prominent is my feet, and I'm bipedal. My feet are, they're the shape of a human foot, but there's 4 short toes.
Oh, wow.
But longer than a human foot. And I'm realizing my form is changing as I'm there. Okay. So I hear this thunderous marching sound of some beings marching on the rock. There's pathways along the boulders and stuff. And I look and I see these beings that are in formation, like guard or soldiers or something, marching along the upper level of the community, the compound, whatever it is. And they have these really big heads or headgear, and they're green. I was more greenish, blackish kind of. Green with black inlays, I guess, in my skin.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. But these are a different green. They're lighter green, like the trees behind me, the light green. And they're kind of big, these big heads or headgear kind of fanned out. It's really weird. I've never seen anything like it. And they're slowly march around. I decide, I don't know if I want them to see me, because there's nobody around, and I'm getting the feeling that maybe nobody's supposed to be here. I'm really involved in the scene, and so I hide behind a boulder, and they go by. They don't notice me. So I'm thinking, okay, is it because I'm invisible, because I'm here in the out of body state, or anyway, so then I hear a young voice, a girl talking to me, so she can see me, and she's human, and she's asking me what are you doing, that kind of thing. I don't remember her exact words, but she was wondering what I was doing, and I said that I was visiting, that I came out of the water, and there was an ocean nearby. And I came out of the water, and I was just looking at, looking around. And I said, I might be lost.
Oh.
And then I asked about the guards, what they were all about. She said, oh, they're usually pretty nice. They're pretty nice. But I wouldn't worry about them, type of thing. So anyway, my point is that, and then it went on where she took me to meet her family. I met her human family, and I got the feeling, it went on for about an hour. I got the feeling that there was oppression there, but they just went along with it, type of thing, because they lived their lives. What they told me was that as everyone has to be in their homes at a certain time, there's a curfew, and as they go past their homes, they can come out. So every morning at dusk and every dawn, or whenever it is at night, they march around and to tell them when they have to be in their homes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. The family treated me really very kindly. I ended up transforming into a human when I was there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But the really another crazy part, like that's not crazy enough, but there's more that happened. But when I came back, I felt that I needed to go back and I was a young male, actually. That I needed to go back and get that part of myself, because he stayed there and he forgot where he came from.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's part of that, being in multiple places.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
I know.
He didn't want to leave. You didn't want to leave. Is that part of it?
Well, the family, the family was very kind and nice to him. And he ended up getting work, a job as a crabber on the docks.
Wow.
Where he caught crab, that kind of thing. Because they took him in. They took in other people too, that they called their children, their sons and daughters. And I was a young male. So the dad the dad actually knew about the oppression, but the family didn't even talk about it. But the dad, I had conversations with the dad about that type of thing. Right. So I did have some awareness of it being an oppressed civilization.
That is crazy, Sharon. I love it. It's so vivid.
Mm-hmm.
It's so, you're describing it, and I'm like having visuals from it. It's so vivid, the way you're describing it, and the reality in your mind.
Yeah.
It's like, I can pick up on that and see the reality of it. It's interesting when people are making stuff up. I don't get
the visuals. Yeah. Yeah. Same here.
So you're teaching a lucid dreaming class here. When does it start? Next week?
It starts on the 15th. Yes.
On the 15th. Mm-hmm. I got to get in there. I'm taking it. Who's with me?
Okay.
Put your hand up.
Right.
I've got to get over there and sign up for it, because this is fascinating.
Yeah.
This is one of the ways we can really experience who we really are as these multi-dimensional beings.
Thank you. Wow. That's what I was going to say. Definitely. So moving into that reality that I feel, and I've done this many times. This is the latest one. A parallel reality, or I don't know if it's parallel, another reality, another universe, I guess you could say. I don't know, where I was able to interact with the people there.
What did they look like?
They were human.
So they look just like us human.
Yes. From my perspective, when I was there, they did look like that. Yeah.
And did you ask where you were? So was it another place, another time, or do you know?
I don't know. I haven't gone. I'm going to use a method that Robert Moss teaches about reentry. I'm going to do some reentry and ask more questions and see what I get.
Wow.
I did a reentry to bring him back because I felt very strong. I needed to integrate him within me because it started out as me, my awareness. He wasn't there when I went there. So, I mean, it's convoluted, isn't it? It's kind of a catch-22.
Yeah, because he emerged
right
while you were there. Did you feel as though a part of you was missing or off balance or strange at all? Like, what prompted you to think you needed to go get him?
I didn't. It was as soon as I woke up. Pretty much in my morning meditation, I got the strong intuit that I needed to go back and or go into that reality and get him. And there was a door that was opened for me. And I saw that. Oh, and I didn't share also that my boyfriend was moving around in the bed pretty much the whole time that I was going through this experience. I was dealing, out of body. It kept bringing me back. But every time I'd go back out, I ended up in the same place,
Oh, wow.
the same reality, the same space.
Wow.
So that tells me it was more than just a dream.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah. That is fascinating. Our consciousness,
I know,
is a vast field. It is the last frontier.
It is.
Forget space, forget the ocean. And, it's time that we start exploring it more and more.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And that's why I just so admire people like you that really gets in there and explores. I'm a chicken, I'm like, okay. But I want to learn so bad, but I'm such a chicken and I don't know why. So that's why I keep stretching my boundaries with your classes and stuff.
I know. No, you and I appreciate that. And it does take a sense of, it takes a lot of courage, but then I realized that it took me, and Yeshua was the one who taught me this, that we're exploring our own minds.
Yeah.
Why are we afraid of our own minds? We have been programmed, and we have been programmed to be afraid of our own minds, of what's inside us. And that's,
oh my God, that is so well said. What a great point, Sharon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's not an external experience.
Right.
It's not an external experience. It's an internal experience. And Yeshua tells us God is within, right?
Right. So we're exploring our soul, we're exploring our mind, we're exploring all that because when we're asleep or when we're in the meditative state, however we travel, in the trance state or wherever it is, in the twilight state, REM state, or the theta state, we're within. We're not going out. It's a misnomer to call it an out-of-body experience.
Yeah.
We are going within.
The inner body experience.
It's a frequency thing. Yeah. So it's
that
so
makes
we've
me
been
feel
programmed.
even more afraid because this is a crazy place. No, that actually makes me feel safer.
Good.
That is so well, that's such a great point. Because in my teachings, I always talk about exploring the inner, and I do meditation and hypnotherapy and all that stuff. And we do that. But of course it would apply to the IBEs and
there you go.
And the lucid dreaming. It absolutely must. There is nothing else but mind.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm a little mind blown right now.
I know.
What a great show.
Isn't it? Yeah. Hopefully you people enjoy it as much as we enjoy talking about it and experiencing it. Being here, sharing.
Absolutely amazing. Wow. You know, I'm kind of like going pictures of Jesus, time travel, out of body, Baron Trump. Holy crap. I can't get me off the roller coaster. What a great show. You are so good at this stuff. I love it.
Oh yeah. Well, this world, as you know, it's all part of it. And it's opening up more and more and more. Doors are opening. I get visions of doors opening.
I do too.
Do you? Okay.
I do too, a lot. And like them just like flinging open.
Cool.
You know, it's not even like, oh, welcome. It's like, bam, get in here. You know, and just, I have this vision that I have in my dream of walking down the hallway, and there's a huge throne at the end. And I know it's mine. And the doors are just opening as I'm walking down the hallway. Wow. And it's just peeking in. I never go in the doors. I'm always want to get to that throne. But peeking in, like one is like a mermaid vision. One is, you know, a vision from a mountaintop. One is a vision of a huge crystalline structure. It's like there's whole worlds in these rooms.
Nice.
And it's the doors of the mind. The doors, the doors to the inner world. Oh, yeah. This is awesome. You know, it is so funny. Something that I get with you, Sharon, and I want to share this with everybody because it really speaks to, what a great teacher you are, but that you really are the real deal, is that my brain literally tingles when I get done playing with you. It's like my brain's like, and it's almost every single time because you are so tapped in. You do such interesting and amazing things. You do this research and come up with this great stuff. And it's like, wow. And this is what we all need. We all need that envelope stretched a little bit. We all need to push those boundaries out and remember that it's all within. It's all within in the story. And all the great teachers said, you have to go within, you have to explore within. This is where it is. The kingdom is within. Heaven is within. Right?
Right. Yeah. No. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not happy if I'm not stretching my mind, that's for sure.
Well, I used to think that I had a pretty stretchy mind till I met you. Because it's like you've just laid these possibilities before me, and it's like, what? No, yeah. You know, you really have. I appreciate it. And I thank you so very much, because this has been such an adventure with you.
Oh, well, yeah, I feel the same way about you. Yeah, definitely. I feel like we have come back together to, I know that we've known each other for a long time. Yeah. And
we've done this kind of stuff together, like almost like holding a space for consciousness. Totally. and for, it's not even teaching, even it's
sharing.
Yeah, it's just sharing information. And the right people find it, the right people are stirred by it, and some people it just sprinkles some seeds in the soil of life, until it's time for them to sprout.
Yeah. It's and that's what it's all about for all of us. Is as long as we're sharing what we know and what we've learned, then whoever it's meant for will pick it up.
Yeah.
And, and learn from it, and paying it forward is really a good way to save the world.
And you know what I just had too, we're so lucky to have all of this technology. I mean, there can be people anywhere in the world watching this. I mean, that is just mind-boggling in and of itself. But I just had a vision of remember the old bards that they usually played some music. They usually had some little maybe magical skills or healing skills, and they would travel from town to town moving around, bringing the stories of what's happening and what's going on and where the city is growing bigger. Well, we're kind of like, I'm getting, whoa, we're like modern day bards in a way.
Yeah.
Bringing the stories out to the people again.
I love that.
Yeah.
We just aren't playing our musical, well, our voice is our musical instrument, I guess. But
I'm taking, did I tell you I'm taking a vocal sound healing course right now to get a certification?
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
It's
that.
amazing.
Oh,
It's
sound healing
amazing.
is amazing. Yeah, I have crystal singing bowls. I love them.
Yeah,
It's,
I have all of that. This one's all just vocal.
vocal.
Yeah. Make some really weird sounds.
Cool.
That might be where my mermaid's coming through.
Oh, the first time I did that, it was around 20 years ago, when I first started waking up and I was meditating very heavily and going to the mer world, and they had to bring me back because I didn't want to leave. And so I know, exactly. And one meditation, this sound just starts coming out of me. I don't know. And it's like, what the heck where is that coming from? That haunting sound. I mean, it's beautiful, but it's this, like the orca sound kind of thing. It's just this, I don't know how to explain it.
It comes from the soul.
Yeah.
And we all have frequencies, just like fingerprints.
Mm-hmm.
We all have frequencies within us that are unique to each and every person, just like the fingerprints. And we have those tones, and they go with us throughout time and space. They change, the frequency changes, according to what we're doing in our life.
Right.
But we have a basic tone that goes throughout the whole thing, because we were created in frequency. In the beginning was sound, right?
Right.
In the beginning was the word, was the sound. And so that frequency is within us. And what I'm learning too is when you learn that frequency, which is actually relatively simple to do. It's one of the first things I'm going to be teaching is you can begin to heal your body, because you begin to tune your frequency back to your natural frequency.
Nice.
And it overrides toxins, it overrides illness, it overrides everything.
I'm gonna have to take that one.
Yeah.
I worked with a sound healer for a while. She's she calls it soul song, and she's an opera singer, and so she's actually given concerts with her soul song. Beautiful. Yeah. And so she teaches classes.
Oh, I love that.
I don't know if she does anymore, but she was teaching courses on finding your soul song.
I really think it's important, because I know I've been a singer for a long time, and when I got sick, I lost my voice, and I've never fully recovered my voice back.
Oh.
And so it's interesting, and I haven't fully recovered, which is part of the reason I started doing the sound healing. It's like I want to heal myself.
Yeah.
I've got my hips and lower back. I have a lot of problems, and I want to heal that. I want to get up and walk and run and dance and sing and
sure,
and all that. So I'm doing it, and I'm going to heal the world.
Yes. Yes, you are.
This world, at least.
Right. We start with this world, and then it goes out.
Wow. Thank you
I've
so
heard,
much, Sharon. That's so cool.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to say that I've heard myself singing in the higher planes, and I've come back and say, oh my gosh, who was that beautiful voice I heard singing as I'm waking up or in my dream or out of body, whatever it is. Beautiful voice. And I hear them say, that was you. Like,
I
what?
love it.
Yeah, because I don't sound like that here.
And everything that constricts the voice are the things that need to be healed too. If your voice is constricted, we all can sing. We all can make tones.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
All right, darling. So you have someone coming. Is there anything else we should cover, or do we want to cover that we didn't cover? I mean, there's lots.
I want to remind people that I have a meditation every Wednesday evening that I love to do. It's a super advanced. I channel them, and we just go out into the inner and explore all that through what I kind of call hypno meditation. I kind of bring everybody into that beautiful state and then really advance stuff. And I've been doing it through Learn It Live. I am going to be shifting that. I need to find a platform that's a little bit easier to use, but I've got some fun stuff that's coming up. I'm getting ready for my June classes and all that. So I got so excited. I was getting all organized and then I forgot I had to leap ahead. I've got someone working with me right now. She's like, you need to be 2 months ahead of yourself. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, it's called planning.
And we've moved our course out, the Yeshua and Mary Magdalene Twin Flame course, to July.
Yes,
so
we did.
We are committed to bringing that to you people who would love who would like to take that course with bringing in the twin flame energy and the divine sacred union of Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, learning about that and bringing that energy into your relationship. It can be a current relationship, or it could be one that you want to, if you're looking for a mate, bringing that in.
Your relationship with yourself too.
Oh, totally.
That's
where it starts.
Feminine.
Yeah.
But it's Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. This is going to be so good. It's going to be so good.
I know, I'm
can't wait
excited.
to do it.
Oh, I already feel them around.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been feeling them around a lot. So it's the rising of the Christ consciousness.
Yes. And we'll have some more people that we'll be talking to as well coming up. And and I have my dreaming class and spirit rescue class coming up too.
And your spirit rescue class is on the 13th, right? No,
the dreaming class, the lucid dreaming and working with your dreams is on the 15th. The spirit rescue is in June.
Oh, okay. I have it on the 13th.
June 12th. Oh, no. The free, not the course, but the class, but the spirit rescue live YouTube is on the 13th. Yes. Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You have so much stuff going on. I love it.
You do too.
I can't keep track.
Don't sell yourself short there, sister. You've got a lot going on.
I do, and I barely keep up. And you're like shows and people and time travel and Jesus on film, and that could be a new song. Jesus on film.
Jesus on film. I like it.
Jesus on film. We need to get who was that did that song? Girls on film. Oh my God.
Depeche Mode? Was that Depeche
Mode? Was
I think it was.
Another phone call. Gosh darn it.
Okay. Are they still around?
I don't even know.
And I want you
Mr. Depeche is.
Mr. Depeche? Okay. It reminds me of that Pink Floyd song. And by the way, which one's pink?
Yeah.
So I want Elon Musk's phone number when we sign off. Okay.
Sending it over right now.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Because he's not answering my calls. Okay. No,
I'll give him a call and tell him to clear your number because it's good. Yeah. You're going to have way better ideas for him than I did. We've got a chromonometer over here. Chromovision,
really. So, okay, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed this show, this bantering and what we shared. Shenanigans. There we go.
So good.
Yeah. Love you all.
Thank you all.
See you
Thank
next
you
time.
So much. Keep watching, subscribe, ring a ding the bell down there because we love you and we love playing with you. So come on back.
That's right.